Alright, y'all. This is going to be a different kind of stream today. Want to talk a little bit more about trading strategy. Haven't been trading today, been busy all day, have not had a chance to do any real analysis. So I figured I'd do a chill little stream and discuss some important things that are very important when it comes to trading. I think this will help a lot of people, especially those who are into trading, looking to get more into trading. I'm gonna call this a day trading tutorial. Really, I want to talk about how you should approach the charts, and of course, this is just one way of doing it. How you should approach the charts if you are looking to trade on a daily basis to make some juicy gains, y'all. Blessings to everybody in the name of the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody's doing super well. Shout out to Luis Mendez. Shout out to Rabbi Eduardo. Shalom achi, ma shlomcha. Ani mitpalel bishvilcha, v'gam ani mikaveh shehakol beseder etcha. Shout out to B. Griffin. Shout out to Boyan. And shout out to Spartan Wrestler. We have some big things coming up, guys, for 2022, if the Lord wills it. Some huge things coming for the Casper crew, guys. As usual, if we can get this stream up to 750 likes during the stream, I will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. Kisses to Keenstar. Shout out to Guy Buddy. Shout out to Swish J. Swisher J, my bad. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be a chill stream today. Shout out to Cameron, Memon, and Crypto Rancher. Better turn my phone on silent, guys. Got a blue dot on the 1 hour market cipher. Bizzle. Yeah, guys, it's a late stream today. It's a late stream. I had a very busy day today, an extraordinarily busy day, and now I'm back, but it's too late for me to get into trading right now, guys. It's almost the weekend, and as many of you know, I do not trade on the weekends. It is Shabbat, it is the Lord's day, and so I just want to chill out, but figured I'd come and do a stream anyway, because I love technical analysis. I love streaming for you guys, and yeah, I want to go over just some cool little tips, guys, some cool little tips. Some little trading tips. Yeah. The Titan Trading Group, it's a group of traders that I am associated with. More info on that to come, guys. More info to come. How's the green screen doing over here? Trying to keep it nice and green. Shout out to GG Haxor. Yeah, there's your shout out, man. And shout out to Broly. Shout out to Gabriel Estevez. Appreciate you, Gabriel. Gabriel. Maybe Gabriel. Sorry about that, Gabriel. Alright, guys. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to pop in here and and then we will get rolling. Yeah, thanks. I did win around the blockchain yesterday. Pretty crazy. Didn't think that was going to happen. I'll have to prepare my speech for next time because totally caught off guard. Didn't know what to say. But yeah, guys, FOMO into that like button because as usual, if we can get 0.025, I'm sorry, if we can get 750 likes, I will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. You know what? Everybody retweet this tweet I'm about to tweet. Retweet it on Twitter. Let's see if we can get some people up in this stream today. Let's see if we could do that. That would be pretty crazy. If we could actually do the Bitcoin giveaway. Alright, y'all. So what I really want to talk about today is like a day trading tutorial. A day trading tutorial. Because, you know, I've been around the blockchain a few times in my day. In my life, I've been around that blockchain. And I've seen a lot of people flopping and groping, guys. I've seen a lot of people flopping and groping, trading without a plan, trading without any direction, and that can usually lead to you getting wrecked, right? And so the goal of this video is, especially if you're somebody who's approaching the charts on a daily basis, looking for those juicy setups, looking for that opportunity. Where there's volatility, there's opportunity, and we can see, just looking at the past here, there has been a lot of volatility in these Bitcoin charts for the past few months. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at all this volatility. Look at all this price movement right here. Pretty crazy, right? And I kind of just want to preface all of this by just going over some things that I've spoken about before on this channel, which is this. When we look at price action, when we look at the way price moves, and I'm going to be using Bitcoin as an example, but we can do this for any asset. Now, regardless of the time frame that we're trading, regardless of the time frame, okay, this is the 4-hour time frame. Regardless of the time frame that we trade, most of the time, right, price is going to be trading sideways. This is something that a lot of people fail to understand because a lot of people are always looking for a breakout. They're always looking for price to break out, or they're looking for price to break down before they enter a trade. But in reality, we can see that in general, price will trade in a sideways range, and you can identify these ranges on many, many different time frames. So this is the 4-hour time frame right here. Look at all the sideways ranges that I am able to identify right here. Now, are they perfect? No, of course they're not perfect. They don't have perfect highs and lows, right? But in general, we can look at price action as trading in sideways ranges. And if we can learn to approach the charts in this way, especially if we're day traders, especially if we're scalpers even, we will be able to find many more trade setups and we'll be able to enter trades with much higher probabilities. Now, why is this? Because it's the old advice that everybody will tell you when it comes to investing, which is buy low, sell high, right? You talk to anybody, talk to anybody, right? Your uncle, your creepy Uncle Joe, right? Your brass and rude, loudmouthed Uncle Donald with the spray-on tan. You could talk to any of those uncles and you tell them, hey, you know, I'm getting into trading. And they'll tell you, you know what? Trading's easy, right? Because everyone's uncle, for some reason, every male relative you have is an expert investor, right? They're an expert investor. They know. They've been there. Oh, for sure. They've been into stocks. They know it all. And they'll tell you, you know what you have to do if you want to be successful with this is you have to just simply buy low and sell high, right? That is the most popular, should I say, popular, right? Just like the quarterback on the high school football team, the most popular piece of advice that people will tell you if they know you're into trading or investing, right? Some people even go as far as to say just throw away technical analysis. You don't even need any of that stuff. Just buy low and sell high. Well, here's the thing. If we are looking at an asset and identifying sideways ranges, what this immediately does for us is it gives us an objective low and high, right? Because if we don't identify ranges where price can find relative lows and highs, then, it's going to be very difficult to identify what is low and what is high, right? And so I always tell people when they're getting into trading that at least, and this is the way I do it, right? There's 1,000 different ways to trade, but this is what has really helped me. And doing this has really, really helped me a lot over the years, especially when it comes to day trading and scalping. When it comes to swing trading and identifying a macro trend, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. The same thing can apply, but it's also a little bit different. But if you're looking for intraday, short-term time frame setups, you need to start looking for sideways ranges. And we can do this for pretty much any asset, right? I'm going to come over here to my good old Ethereum chart, and I'm going to turn off all these fancy little drawings that I have on here. And we can also look at Ethereum, and this is the 6-day time frame, right? So let's go down to maybe the 4-hour time frame as well. And look at what Ethereum has been doing for the past since the end of October, literally since the end of October, ranging sideways with a very clearly defined low and a very clearly defined high. Before that, also ranging sideways with a very clearly defined low and a very clearly defined high. Again, right here, ranging with a very clearly defined low and a very clearly defined high. Why am I hammering this in so much, guys? Because it's important, okay? So, once you have identified some kind of range, what I like to do is, if you come to the charts and there is a very clear range, I like to look to trade within that range. I will use that range for my my plans for the day. So right now we can see that the Bitcoin is in a sideways range, right? And so what I will do is I will use this range to identify areas of interest where I can look for trades. Now today, one of those areas of interest was this golden pocket. And what do you know? We did get a rejection right off the golden pocket, okay? But a lot of people are like, Jay, like, how do you approach the charts if we get something crazy like this, right? If we get a crazy drop, then what do you do? Because last week, it was actually 1 week ago when we got this drop, and a lot of people were like, all right, so now what? What do we do now? Well, I'm going to talk about that. So if you notice that we are in some kind of a range, okay, and then you see that we lose the range and we get either a massive move to the upside or a massive move to the downside, what this tells you is there's about to be a lot of opportunity. If the Bitcoin is making a huge move and you've already missed the move, the best thing, in my experience, that can be done is you just sit back, and wait for things to develop. Because if you FOMO into a trade after a large move like this and you were late to the party, like, if you're shorting down here, of course, in hindsight, we could see you still could have done pretty well, but we don't know. We don't know if we're shorting the bottom. And also, if we're going to try and catch a falling knife, unless we have a very clear area of support, which there was some support down here, but unless we have a plan in advance, it could be hard to know when exactly to look to enter a trade. So what I like to do is, when we get a drastic move, I like to mark out the very low of the move. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit here. Right, I'm going to go back in time to, let's say, right after we got the drop. Okay, this is right after we got the drop. I mean, it should be, right, if this time machine works here. Right after we get this drop, and we can see we get a very fast, like a 20% buyback immediately, right? Hang on. Yeah, let's take out this tool. Yeah, 15% buyback immediately, okay? What I would do in this situation is I would immediately put a line right here at the low and say, okay, this low is very important. This is now going to start to identify a sideways range for me, because this is now giving me a reference point after hitting this area and getting a very fast buyback of about 15%. This is now giving me a reference point from which I can identify buy low. After a 15% bounce like that, after a move like this, whenever we see a drastic move, it's very, very probable that for the next few days or even week or weeks, that we will simply just continue trading sideways for a little bit, because you have to think to yourself, if we have a massive pump or if we have a massive dump, a lot of things have just happened in the market. A lot of traders have made a lot of money and realized a lot of profits, and a lot of traders have lost a lot of money and gotten liquidated and or stopped out of their positions. And so when you see something like this, a massive wick to one direction and then a quick move, mark out that wick and then just sit back and watch. Okay, sit back and watch. And what starts to happen now is you can see that we're starting to form some kind of a range. Okay, so what I like to do is when you get a drastic move, right, I like to wait a little bit and kind of see what happens here. Okay, so we could see that right here we got our bottom, and then I like to wait a little bit as well and see where do we put in some kind of a top. So right here we could see that after a few candles we put in a clear level right about here, okay, because of these wicks. And I just start to mark these things out. And at this point it is possible, and I like to also pull a sideways range right here just to kind of get some kind of reference point, okay? And once I see that price is starting to get a major pivot, right? Let's go a little bit longer, okay? Like this, right? We can see after some time, we have a very, very clearly defined high and a very, very clearly defined low. Now, I probably would not look to enter a trade at all, really, until I see something either like this right here, where I see that we put in a clear bottom and a clear high, or wait a little bit longer, something like this, where we put in a very clear bottom, a very clear high. Something else I like to do, guys, is if we ever get a FOMO wick to the downside where there's a cascade of liquidations, I will also mark out the first low that we put in, not including that wick. And the reason I do that is because we have to kind of assume that this very short period of time where there were a lot of people getting liquidated might not necessarily reflect the true values, the true value area of this little range right here, okay? So once we can see that we have a very clear low and a very clear high, this is now where we can start to build out our sideways range area where we can look for trades. And the way we're going to look for trades is by doing technical analysis. Now, right now, just from this little bit of price action here after that major dump, we have a very, very clear value area high, we have a very, very clear value area low, and a very clear point of control. And we can already start to use these levels to enter trades, right? We can see that when we come above the value area high, we come back inside the value area, we find some support on the point of control, get a bounce, come back down, get some support on the point of control, lose that, start to come lower. Once you see that we're putting in clear pivot highs and pivot lows, now we can do things like pull a fib, right? So you could pull a fib from the ultimate low to the high. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on some other fib levels. I like to use the 618 and the 0.65. What the heck, the 0.68? No, the 0.65. Boom. I like to use the 786. Those are my two favorite fib levels, right? And so what we can say is, you know, now that we know we have a range forming, we can say, okay, I know that if price comes below this value area low, there's a very high probability that we are going to come back into the value area, right? There's a higher probability that if we come down below this low here, that we're going to get a move to the upside, then there is probability that we will come to the downside. Because most of the time, remember guys, why is there a higher probability that we will, if we lose this support, that we will come back in? The reason there's a higher probability that we will come back up if we lose that support is because most of the time, price is trading sideways, okay? So just based on historical data, we can see here that the corn or any asset has a higher chance of trading sideways than it does breaking out. And a lot of times you will notice that if you are forming a range, right? Let's look at this previous range right here. If you start to see an asset forming a sideways range, typically what happens is we put in the first low, right? When we come below that first low, we get a move to the upside. We put in our first high, which is right here. When we come above that first high, what typically happens is we get a move to the downside. And then pretty much once we have our established range, whenever we come to the low of the range, we get a move to the upside. Whenever we come to the high of the range, we get a move to the downside. Does it always happen? No, it doesn't. Eventually, one of those moves is going to break up or break down. But that's I'll discuss that a little bit later. But if we just look at all the possibilities here to take trades, we could have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, and then trade number 6 gets stopped out. So that's 5 winners and 1 loss, as opposed to always assuming that when we come to the low, we're going to lose the range and come lower. If you're always assuming to short when we come down here and lose support, you know, you would have gotten stopped out once, twice, 3, 4, and then finally on the 5th trade you win. So you would have had 4 losses and 1 win, as opposed to 5 wins and 1 loss. You see that? So we come back down here, and what I like to do is I like to pull fibs. So I pulled 2 fibs in this range, the first one being from that wick, the second one being from this low right here to the high. And this was the trade that we entered. This was actually a trade that was entered. Was this, what day is today? Friday? When did I enter one of these trades here? I entered a trade from the golden pocket on Monday, I think. Yes. Okay, so the first trade that we have is when we establish our first, I'm going to delete this for now because I'm going to go through the trades I actually took, right? When we have established our first low and high in the range, now we can pull our fib from the swing low to the swing high, and the area that I'm immediately looking for a trade is going to be that Fibonacci golden pocket. Now, let's take our sideways range here, and let's just take this baby. We'll take it. And I'm going to drag it to the point where we were when I started looking for the trade, right? So when we started looking for a trade, yeah, look at this. This is what I had seen. This is what I done saw, okay? We'll go to the VIP Discord over here. And we'll come over to the potential Bitcoin scalp trade setups back on Monday. I had given this this trade setup over here, okay, right here. Okay, this was the potential long setup I gave back on Monday, where basically if we came down to that golden pocket with the uneven butt cheeks, right, the uneven butt cheeks on the 12-minute time frame. Uneven butt cheeks is where we get a very plump, juicy left butt cheek and a very skinny right butt cheek. I was looking for that on the 12-minute time frame. At this key level support in the range, I would look for a long. So what happens? We come down to that area, and let's take a look at the butt cheeks at the time. What do you know? We get uneven butt cheeks on Market Cipher B. Now, if anybody's unfamiliar with Market Cipher, this is the best indicator you could possibly use in TradingView, in my opinion, because it tells you which way the price is going to go if you come to a key level of support. So look at this, guys. We come down to our point of control / golden pocket. We're clearly getting a bullish divergence here. And what a bullish divergence is, where price is making a lower low as momentum is making a higher low. This, to me, is confirmation, especially if you get 2 of these big BitBoy green dots down here underneath Market Cipher B. That is, for me, always a trade, right? It's always a trade for me. I'd say that 9 out of 10 times, if you have a bullish divergence on the 12-minute time frame with 2 big green dots at a key level, you are going to get at least some profit from that move. At least some profit from that move, okay? Now, I want to just point out a few things because I just kind of walked through the process that I personally go through when I'm looking for trades, which is, you have to understand, even though we're day trading, right? Even though some people would even consider this a day trade or a scalp trade, I'm still having to be very, very patient when it comes to my trade setups, right? When we got this dump over the weekend, I knew that it was going to be a good week of trading, which it has been. It's been a very good week of trading. For those who are in the VIP Discord, we took this long and we rode this thing all the way up, basically, hit all our take profits. And as we're riding this trade up, we're looking for the short right from this level. And then, of course, what happens, we come up into that level and we take the short. We hit our short entry right to the dollar. And then we ride this thing down, right? We ride the short down. And I'm actually still in the short. But it's come down quite some time. And, you know, I've been waiting for some other long trades. Yesterday, well, So then a few days ago, actually, as we were still in the short, just because we are trading our range, we looked for a long, which we got perfectly right from this level right here, right down from our 618. Actually, my entry, I had a limit order set like literally $20 lower than where we came to, so I had to FOMO into there. But we were able to take the long right from there, and it was a super juicy long. And then I did take another long yesterday, another little long yesterday. That one, I could have closed that trade in profit, but after take profit 1, I let the trade get stopped out for a small loss because I was thinking maybe we could come higher. But my point is, even though we are trading in the range and taking all these trades throughout the week, we still have to be patient, we still have to make our plan, and we still have to look for lows to long and look for highs to sell. Now, if you want to get into the VIP Discord where I post these trade setups, where I post daily technical analysis updates for Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, we trade a lot of coins in here. Just this week, guys, we shorted Matic, and it was very juicy. During the VIP altcoin stream, we found this Matic short setup. 10x leverage short, guys, 12% drop. It was quite a juicy one. By the way, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to learn how to do this technical analysis, how to find these levels, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. And the goal of this course is basically to give you a systematized approach to your trading, because a lot of people approach the charts without a plan, right? Without any kind of system. And I'm all about systems, right? I like to have a checklist of things to do, because what that does is it's stacking the probabilities in your favor. And if you have a strategy, if you have good risk management, if you know how to do technical analysis, just you're putting the probabilities in your favor. There's currently a 20% discount on this course in the description of the video. Even if you've never looked at a chart before, we go through all the technical analysis you need to know, how I use market Cipher, my primary trading indicator, the different trading strategies that I use, as well as risk management, guys, mindset, psychology. Check out the 20% discount if you're interested. So, we made our plan, right? We were patient. Bitcoin dumped down, and over the weekend, I just kind of let it happen. I didn't trade Saturday. I didn't trade Sunday. Monday is when I took my first trade, when I got to the charts, and I came to the charts with a plan, with a very clear entry in this sideways range, okay? So then what? The second trade I took was a short from right up here. Okay, so got one trade in for the week right down here, rode it all the way up. How did I enter that short? Well, I was still understanding that the Bitcoin, was trading in this sideways range. So as we're coming up, I am moving this fixed range indicator, right, this volume indicator, moving it to keep up with the current price. So, now we can see that we have a point of control a little bit lower. We have a value area high right up here. And I can see that things are starting to get a little bit overextended, right? A little bit overextended, meaning we can see that as price continues to come up here, we can see the momentum is starting to come down. And so what am I doing? I'm looking for areas of resistance where I can look for shorts, because I want to sell high. So how do I find that area of resistance? Well, I simply take a fib from the swing high to the low of the dump. Right? From the swing high to the low of the dump. And what do you know, guys? The golden pocket coming in right up here. And we reject perfectly off of this golden pocket with a perfect bearish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. Okay? Notice this. I've taken 2 trades in a week so far. 2 trades in the week so far. Just trading this sideways range. Day trading. All right? Now, some people, when they come to a chart, and there's nothing wrong with this, right? There's people I know personally, really good traders, in my Discord, who are probably even much better traders than me, who will sit here all day and just scalp tiny little moves, right? Tiny little moves. And actually, I did scalp some other trades in here, okay? I did scalp some other trades in here, but these are the big ones that I actually took, the ones that I was posting in the Discord in advance, because I knew these had the potential to be good moves, right? But if you're newer to this, the more you expose yourself to the market, the more chance there is you're going to lose money. The more trades you enter, the more potential there is that you're going to lose. You're exposing yourself to more risk. So if we can just wait and be patient and only take those really good setups, not only are we exposing ourselves to less risk, But we can know that if we're going to look for a long from a key support, a golden pocket plus point of control, that there's a much higher chance we're going to win that trade than if we're trying to randomly long somewhere in this area where there's no reference point to tell us what is low and what is high, right? Because if we know this is high, right, and we know that this is low, right, and we're basing this on the value area, if we know that this is high and this is low, then we know that when price comes above this high area, we should be looking for shorts, and when price comes down to this area, we should be looking for longs. So now that price is coming outside of the value area, I'm immediately looking for shorts. And so the major area of resistance I see right here is this Fibonacci golden pocket area. Now, not only is this a golden pocket area, but we can also see very clearly if we just draw in the chart that there's a very clear support resistance flip right here, right? Where we had a very clear level that was acting as support, got flipped into resistance. And so there's a lot of things here telling us this is resistance. And so as we're coming up to this level, I'm going to be looking at market Cipher to see if there's any confirmations. If we go to the original channel where I was looking for these trades, I was looking for this short even before I entered into the long because the fib level was there. But yeah, so right here, you know, even before I took the long from the golden pocket. Was this before I took the long? Let's see. Yeah, this is before I even took the long from the golden pocket, guys. So basically, I came to the chart like this, and I marked out saying, okay, I'll take a long from here because it's support, and I'll take a short from here because it's resistance, right? And so that was my plan, and then I stuck to it. And then as things unfold, after you make your plans, you're going to say, okay, I made my plans. Are they going to play out? How will we know if the plans are going to play out? The way we're going to know is because what were we looking for on the chart? We were looking for price to come to that golden pocket with a clear bearish divergence. And in this case, this was on the 1 hour time frame. So you make your plan, and then when we come there and you see, okay, we are getting price is making higher highs, and as price is getting higher, momentum is coming down. And not only is momentum coming down, but we can kind of see for a while there money flow coming down too. You could say it evens out, but in general, we can see money flow coming down, right? And so because we see these things, we can say this is a very high probability trade setup. I'm going to go ahead and take it, okay? So just to recap and go over everything I've been saying here, the way we're going to find these day trades, if Bitcoin is ranging, trading sideways, the kind of price action where people say, this is so boring, right? I can't wait for Bitcoin to break out of the resistance, or I can't wait for Bitcoin to break the support so I can look for a trade. This is more of a smaller term time frame aspect of it, right? And within this range, we still are getting big moves, right? We got a really big move up. We got a really big move down. Took the long from right here also in the VIP Discord. Got the move up to here. Personally, guys, I did not take a short from up here because I was still in my short from up here. And that's kind of where it's at right now. There's been about 3 or 4 really good trades you could have taken here in this during this week just on this sideways action. And so the steps to get this is going to be, when you see an impulsive move like this, just sit back and wait for price to do its thing. Once you see price mark out a very, very clearly defined low and a very, very clearly defined high, well, then you can start to pull your fibs, right? As soon as you see clearly defined lows and highs, your great uncle, creepy Uncle Joe, orange Uncle Don, they're going to be in your ears telling you to buy low and sell high, and you're like, okay, what is low? What is high? Well, you've got the clearly defined levels here. And as price action progresses, right? As it progresses, boom, we get our first long, and then we put in another high and start to come down. Now we have clearly defined highs and lows again, and we can just continue to build upon what we have. And the way I like to do it the most is by using fibs. I like to use daily levels of support and resistance, weekly, monthly levels. I like to use volume profile. I really enjoy volume market profile when I am trading as well. Okay? And This can really work on any time frame, guys. This can work in any time frame. Watch this. If we go to the 1 minute time frame, right? The 1 minute. Let's remove all this stuff. Let's say you want to be a crazy scalper on the 1 minute. Okay? Look at this. Look at this, right? Would you look at that? Would you look at that, guys? Would you look at it? Okay? We can see even on the 1 minute time frame, we've got ranges within ranges here, right? We've got ranges within ranges. Look at this. We have a very clearly defined range here with a very clearly defined low and a very clearly defined high, right? We could take this principle and basically use it on any time frame. And so depending on what time frame you're looking to trade on, of course, the lower the time frame you go, the harder it is to trade, but you can still make it work, right? You can still make it work. So look at this on the 1 minute time frame. We get a very impulsive move to the downside right here. Boom. We're trading in a sideways range right here. And you could say that we lost the range and start to form another range. But if we come over here, this is actually very clear where we get an impulsive move to the upside, break out of this first range, and start now forming a second range up here. And so what we can do is the same thing we just went over on the higher time frame. Now this is on the 1 minute time frame, where we have a very, very clearly defined high, right? The first high that we put in after breaking out of the previous range, and a very, very clearly defined low, right? Now notice this, guys. Notice this. The same thing that's true on the 12-minute time frame is true on the 1 minute time frame. If you can identify these ranges, check it out. The first time we come up above the first high, we get a move to the downside. The second time we come above that first high, move to the downside. The third time we come up above the high, move to the downside. The fourth time, move to the downside. The fifth time, move to the downside. The sixth time, move to the downside. Literally, as soon as we establish that high, this is the 1 minute time frame, guys. Talking about scalping on the 1 minute time frame. As soon as we establish that high, it becomes very clear to say where to sell, right? Sell high. As soon as we establish the first low, look at what happens. Every single time we come back down to that low, 1, we get a move to the upside. 2, move to the upside. 3, move to the upside. 4, move to the upside. 5, this is where we lose the range, right? This is where we lose the range. So you would have had all these trades, you would have had 4 longs, and you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would have had 4 longs and 4 shorts before we broke out of the range. All winning trades, guys. All winning trades, just because we're analyzing the sideways price action. And then we can pull a range, right? And same deal as on the 12-minute time frame. Let's see here. The same deal as on the 12-minute time frame. We have ourselves a value area low. We have ourselves a value area high. And what we should be doing is when price comes to the value area low, at the low of the range, we should look for longs. When it comes to the top of the range, we should look for shorts. Now we can start to pull out our fibs, right? When we start to see highs and lows being put in here, so we can pull our fib, from the swing high to the swing low. And what do you know, guys? From the swing high to the swing low, we have a golden pocket mixed with a point of control, and you can look for a short right from there. And sure enough, we come down about 0.6%, which honestly, for a scalp, that's not a bad move, right? And then let's see if we just pull this thing out a little bit farther. You could say, I don't know, but of course we're not only looking for levels, we're looking for divergences on market Cipher. So let's see if we would have had our confirmation right here at the golden pocket. Yep. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We have our bearish div where from right here, price is making a higher high. From here to here. Well, we could even say from here to here, price is making a higher high. It's going to be less. It's going to be less clear on the 1 minute time frame, but we can clearly see from this red dot to that next red dot, price is getting higher. If we connect the candle closes, right? Price is getting, and we can see momentum is coming lower. And not only is momentum coming lower, but also the money flow is coming lower, right? And so if we're going to be looking to scalp, if we're going to be looking to day trade, this is how I like to do it, right? This is how I like to do it. And then if we come back down to the low of the range, even on the 1 minute time frame, guys, if you see price getting lower and you see money flow getting higher, you know that's probably going to be a good trade to take, right? I mean, look at this right here. We see price coming lower, literally right to our support. We see momentum and money flow getting higher. And look at that, guys. A very nice move, just scalping on the 1 minute time frame. Now, this works on low time frames. This works on super high time frames too, right? This works on high time frames. This is the difference between scalping and day trading. Let's say we go to like the 8-hour time frame, right? You're a swing trader. You don't have time to stare at the 1 minute chart all day. Well, look at this, guys. Look at the corn trading sideways right here. And then breaking up and then trading sideways right here, right? And or even coming down here in this little range right here, trading sideways. The same exact principles apply regardless of the time frame, which makes it really cool. And once you learn how to define these areas and once you learn how to obtain these levels and you know what you're looking for, you can get some really good trades, guys. And again, if you want to learn how exactly I do the analysis, because obviously this is an oversimplification of it, but the principle is true, right? Check out the course, jasonkaspertrading.com. 20% discount currently in the description. Also, guys, if you do want to get into the Discord where I post the trade setups, I post the levels, I post the analysis. We also have a thriving group of traders in here posting their juicy analysis, guys. Shout out to Dr. Harleykin, who used to be called Harleykin X. Posting some really good TA in here. White Claw Crypto, posting good TA. White Phoenix, posting some good TA. K-Pax, man. With the jokes and the technical analysis, guys. You know, it's a great place if you're trying to learn, if you're looking for a supportive group of traders where you can find a lot of value. Yeah. So that's kind of all I wanted to go through today, guys. I'm going to pop into the chat here and see what's going on. Make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not. And let's see if we have any questions in here today, y'all. Shout out to Guy Buddy 2.0. Am I sick? I don't know if I'm sick, guys. I don't even know. Who knows anymore? I don't know. I think I inhaled a little diatomaceous earth in the chicken coop, and that tends to make me a little stuffy. Shout out to Tony Zamora. Shout out to Overflow Nexus. Guys, if you haven't checked out Overflow Nexus, make sure to go check him out. You can go to his YouTube channel. Hang on here. Let me get to a new tab here. Go to youtube.com and search for Overflow Nexus. Let's see. Let's see. Huh. Can't find him now. Of course I can't, because that's how it works when you're trying to find something live, right? Search Overflow Nexus. Give him a sub, guys. He's a good trader. He only has 4,000.1 subs. Let's get him up to 5,000. He's a believer. He's a trader. He trades the Ichimoku style. Very interesting stuff, guys. I enjoy his content, so check him out. Yes, all these principles are applicable to other coins as well. Of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, you know, there's a funny story about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, not only is my shirt Ninja Turtles, but also I'm a proud owner of a duct tape Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wallet, and I have no money in the wallet, guys, because I am a Bitcoin only, right? But collab with Daniel from Chart Champions. I doubt Daniel from Chart Champions would want to collab with me, but if he does want to, well, that would be pretty dang cool. That'd be pretty dang cool. So the name of the indicator for the volume, the volume indicator is just a over here where it says long position. Come down to the bottom, fixed range volume profile, and it's basically it's the same as the visible range here. Okay, it's the same as the visible range, except instead of showing you what is on the entire screen, okay, it's going to show you just in the area that you want. So instead of saying where's the highest volume node for Ethereum that I can currently see on my screen, which will change as your screen changes, right? As I zoom out, it's analyzing more price action, and so this is changing. As I zoom in, it's analyzing less price action, so it's changing. You can say, I only want to analyze this little area here, right? And then you could just draw one here. And you could see it, I mean, it lines up perfectly, right? We're just looking at a zoomed in microcosm of this macrocosm, guys. That's what it is, right? That's what it is. And of course, I use other things to trade, right? So my main trading indicator that I use is Market Cipher, right? So my favorite parts of Market Cipher are Market Cipher B, Market Cipher A, and Market Cipher DBSI. So for Market Cipher B, I like to use the momentum waves and the money flow. And for Market Cipher A, I like to use ribbon 5. And I like to use the yellow X's and the red blood diamonds. And the reason I like this so much is because basically this, I mean, ribbon 5 mixed with the money flow on Market Cipher A will tell you when you probably need to get out of your, when it's getting time to stop longing support, right? If you're going to be using this moving average, long every time you come to the moving average, once you see bearish divergences in the money flow, you know it's time to stop longing that support. And also the DBSI is super powerful because it will tell you which direction has more strength, right? So right now we can see that there's much likelier that we'll come down from here than we will come up because we have 8 bear strength and -1 bull strength. And we can see as the trend starts to flip, right? We can see as the trend starts to flip where we go in the uptrend on the 4-hour time frame, we have -3 bear strength. All right, and all of a sudden now we start to get that flips over to a positive number, meaning the bears have more strength than the bulls, and we start to come down from there. And this works very well on multiple time frames. So in conjunction with the support and resistance and the sideways ranges and all the stuff that I just kind of outlined for you, this is very advantageous because, you know, as we're coming down to those levels where we're looking for support, right? Look at this bullish divergence on the Ethereum. We don't even have a level of support down here. We don't even have a level of support that we know of. I'm sure there was a level, but you can see all these things giving you confluence where we see price getting lower over time, momentum getting higher over time, right? And we can also see that the bull strength is going from we got negative numbers, and then all of a sudden we switch to positive numbers, and that's where we come up. So you're going to be using all these things together, right? That's kind of how I do it. It's just added confirmations. Just added confirmations. Sound. Sorry guys, we have no sound there. My bad. Shout out to Memory Man. Shout out to Smoking Joe. Shout out to Crypto Yacht, who will drunk message me later. Shout out to Boyan, who messaged me on Discord to tell me I'm muted. Shout out to everybody who says that you can't hear me. Appreciate that. That was the censored part, guys, of the stream. That part was censored. It was politically incorrect. It was politically incorrect, guys. Yeah, we got some sound now. When is the bot going to be released? Okay, guys, so we are working on the bot. The bot. So basically, what is the bot? The bot is the thing that is going to trade these trades for me, right? There's going to be 4 levels to the bot. 4 levels to the bot. Level number 1 is you are going to be able to get messaged to you privately suggestions, all right? I can't call these signals. They're not signals. I don't trade, and neither do you. You're going to get educational suggestions telling you where, if I was actually trading with the bot, where I might long or short, hypothetically only, and where my take profits are, and where my stop loss is, and when I take profit, and when I plan to take profit, and all that stuff, right? That is level 1 of the bot, right? Level 2 of the bot is going to be where you have the option to hook the bot up to the suggestions and with your paper trading account. And your paper trading account will actually take the trades along with my paper trading account. That's level 2 of the bot. Level 3 of the bot is going to be where you yourself have the ability to program the bot based on your own trading plans, and it will trade your plans, okay? I think we're going to be, the timeline right now is looking like this, guys. So in mid-January, we'll be opening it up for some beta testers to test the hypothetical paper trading bot, okay? And then eventually we'll have maybe like a couple hundred people testing it out. And once it's ready to be officially released, then we'll open it up to everybody. And we're going to also be stage 3 of the bot, where you will be able to program it yourself. Probably won't be until the spring, guys, the late spring. But hopefully by March, we will have the ability for the suggestions, as well as the ability for you to connect the bot to your paper trading account and trade along with my suggestions, which are not financial advice, nor are they meant to be taken as actual trades with real money, because, guys, I am simply just a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle SpongeBob fan in the basement, definitely not a financial advisor, and I don't recommend anybody should ever trade or invest anything, because if you do, you will 100% lose all your money, okay? So, yes, that's true. The name of the bot is called the Uneven Bot Cheeks, guys. The Uneven Bot Cheeks. In fact, let's just Google real quick, robot butt cheeks, and see what comes up. Yeah, this is a this is a picture of the bot right here, guys. This is a picture of the bot, and this is the we're working on. We're working with some very skilled programmers here, some of the best in the world. As you can see, the level of technology that is being implemented here is next level stuff, guys. It is absolutely next level stuff. All right. And so, Lord willing, by the spring, this thing is going to come out, and this is going to be a game changer, guys. An absolute game changer, okay? So, this is a trade that actually the bot has entered in today. As I test this, this bot has taken 2 trades today. There's still a lot of bugs that we have to work out, guys. There's still some bugs that we're working out here, but they are being fixed, all right? They are being fixed. But you can see that for the day, the bot is in profit, and for the current position, the bot is in profit, and I'm excited, guys. I'm stoked. I'm stoked because I you know, the way it works is, let's say you have a plan in the morning. Let's say you wake up one morning and you have a resistance here and you have to go to work, right? And you're like, dang, I have work. That's a bummer. I wish I could look at the charts all day, because if we ever came up to here with a bearish divergence on the 12-minute time frame, I would short the resistance. Well, guess what? You can tell the bot, if price comes up to this level with a bearish divergence on the 12-minute time frame, I want you to go ahead and take the short, bot. And then you'll tell the bot, you know what else, bot? What I want you to do is I want you to take 30% of the position out of the trade after a 1% move to the downside, which would be right about here, right? You can tell the bot, take profit 1 right here. And bot, after you take profit 1, I want you to move the stop loss to my entry to ensure that even if price goes back up from there, I'll still close the trade in a win. Or you could tell the bot, don't move the stop loss to my entry, move it a little bit above my entry, maybe right here, okay? So you just took profit 1 automatically, stop loss has been moved to the entry, and then take profit 2 is hit, take profit 3 is hit, and what you could do is you could move your stop loss to take profit 1, after take profit 2, you can move it to take profit 2, after take profit 3. There's so many ways to set this thing up. It's going to be juicy, guys. It's going to be a game changer for a lot of people who don't have the time to sit at the chart all day, but but you're still putting in the work. You're still doing the TA. Will it work on all exchanges? So far, it is going to work on Bybit and PHEMEX only right now. Eventually down the road, perhaps we'll add others. I don't think we're going to add Scamnance to it. Definitely not Scamnance, because, well, you know what? I don't like Binance. I used to, but they've totally made it impossible for me to trade there. So, yeah. What theory does it trade off of? It's based off of my trading style, guys. So this is like a bot that is created after my personal trading style. It's going to use market cipher divergences and levels of support and resistance. That's how it's going to trade, right? And it's going to be good because it's eventually going to be customizable. But what else it's going to do is, you guys know I give a lot of trade setups in the Discord, and I don't take them because I don't even see them, because I don't have the time to look at all the different charts all day. So what this will do is, not only will it give you a signal, not a trade signal, but a signal telling you that there's something happening on the chart that you should not take action on. Of course not. But if you were paper trading, perhaps you would paper trade it. And then also it will allow you to paper trade based on your own analysis. And also it will allow you to follow my exact trades. And there's going to be a lot of levels to it, guys. It's going to be pretty dang cool. And when I say follow my exact trades, I'm talking about paper trades. Let me be very clear. I don't trade, and neither should you. Okay? Cryptocurrency is very risky. And if it ain't the United States dollar, I don't trust it anyway, all right? If it ain't good old Uncle Sam, well, count me out. Count me out. Pricing is to be determined, guys. We're gonna keep it as affordable as possible. But keep in mind, there are overhead costs. There are a lot more people that need to get paid for their work. So it's going to be more than the current VIP Discord, right? Road Tripper, when is it coming out? Well, by the summer, we'll probably have all the full functionality of the bot ready to go. We're going to be releasing it in stages with the levels I have described. You can go back a little bit. And the bot does come with toilet paper, okay? Which, you know, is a little bit hard to come by these days ever since the new COOF. The new COOF is out now, guys. You got to be real careful with that thing. It's so dangerous, so scary. You might not even know you have it. That's how dangerous it is. But I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons why it's going to take a while to get this bot out, because we got to get all the toilet paper. Right now, Mr. Brad Beach, the VIP Discord is $45 a month, and that is a pretty good value. I mean, in my opinion, because not only do you have access to the community and all the good traders in here, but You know, we do 2 live streams a week, as well as I do give a lot of trade setups in here, as do others, and I think we have a pretty good group here. I think we have some really good traders in here. So yeah, Road Tripper, the suggestion bot where you will be able to get messaged if there is a potential paper trade setup. Not a potential paper trade setup, an actual paper trade setup. Like, you'll get messages in your Discord personal message if there's a paper trade setup happening now, and it'll tell you the entry, the take profits, the stop loss. That will be out in January, and then by February, March, we will have it where you can actually, through API, have an account that will copy my paper trades, okay? And then in late spring, early summer, we'll have it where you can set it to take your own paper trades. That's going to be the order of operations. There's a lot of work that has to go into this, guys, but I am very stoked on this project. That's true, and not only do you get access to all the stuff in the Discord, but also you get access to Boyan in the Discord, who will answer all the questions you possibly have about technical analysis. And Boyan is endorsed by Jason Casper. He knows his stuff, guys, and he's a good trader for sure. Shout out to Matt, who says, "Quick, everyone put on 12 masks." Yeah, guys, it's true that it's true actually now. The toilet paper has gotten so hard to come by that I've actually been buying those blue surgical masks and using them to wipe my uneven butt cheeks. I finally found a good use for those things. I don't know about y'all, but they're pretty comfy, guys. Pretty comfy. And your finger never goes through when you're wiping, which is good too, right? They're strong. I'll tell you, they might not be able to keep small particles out of your nose, but they can definitely keep poop off your finger. I'll tell you that much. I even use them to clean the chicken coop, to go in there and grab the chicken turds and throw them in the manure pile as well. ETH is getting a nice little pump. Let's check it out. Well, would you look at that nice little pump right here on ETH? Would you look at that nice little pump? Speaking of particles, it is kind of funny because I wear an N95 mask when I clean the chicken coop, and it doesn't keep the large particles of dust out of my nose, right? Doesn't keep those large particles, which you can see with your naked eye, out of the nose. Just throwing it out there, guys. Just throwing that out there. Lest I get shadow banned, I shall not wax farther. All right? Is it possible to 4% a day day trading? Ask ZenoNL. Anything's possible, Zeno. Anything is possible. And, of course it's possible. Of course it is. If you're using 100x left, there's so many ways. Yes, it's possible. But here's the thing. We cannot aim for a certain percent every day, right? We cannot do that. Instead, especially I have found when it comes to trading, if you're aiming for a percentage per day, a lot of people say, I just need 1% a day, and then I can make $1 million in a year with $100. Well, yeah, in theory you can, but here's the thing. Are you going to find a good trade setup every day? Possibly. Possibly not, right? Depending on your skill level, depending on how much time you have, depending on what time frames you'd like to trade. I don't like to trade the 1 minute time frame. I just don't like to. I'd rather trade a higher time frame. This week, for Bitcoin, I've taken 4 trades. Those 4 trades in a week, in 7 days, 4 trades, that was really good for me, right? But some weeks I take more, some weeks I take less. It's about over time, right? It's about over time. What are you doing over time? If you have good trade setups and you're using good risk management, you're going to be profitable over time, and you will compound your account over time, okay? But if you put too much pressure on yourself, you're probably not going to do as good as if you focus on the process. In fact, that was a huge psychological hurdle for me, was instead of focusing on the money, focusing on the process of trading, because when the focus is money, you're probably going to lose money. I'm telling you. When the focus is the process, you're going to make money over time. Because instead of focusing on that number or that percent, you're focusing on finding the good entry, waiting for the good setup, and then locking in profit, and then looking for the next trade, right? You're not focused on that one instance of the trade. You're focused on the bigger picture. How is my small account going? Well, I doubled the small account, guys, and I've stopped trading it because now I'm switching over to the bot. I'm going to now do this not by myself. I'm going to use the bot to trade the small account. And the reason I'm doing that is because I was unable to take as many trades as I wanted to on the small account because I had to make a choice in the moment. Am I going to trade from my real account or from my small account? Obviously, I'm a trader, so I want to trade from my real account. And now that I have this bot, I decided that I am going to now, instead of document me growing the small account to a large account, I'm going to document the bot going from the small account to the large account, which essentially is going to be me trading it because the bot is going to trade according to my technical analysis, according to my confirmations. And so it will kill two birds with one stone. Not only will it show what the bot can do, but it will show how you can change a small account to a large account. So that's the new plan for that, guys. Let's see what else we got in here. How do you fold the PIB? Well, I love to fold my PIB, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for support, you're gonna fold your PIB from the swing low to the swing high. If you're looking for resistance, you're gonna pull the FIB from the swing high to the swing low. So if we're looking for resistance on the way up, we're going to go from the swing high to the swing low, and we will notice that we find resistance perfectly off the 382. Now, guys, did I know before I said this that we were going to find resistance off the 382? I didn't know. In fact, when I said that, I thought to myself, I could be totally wrong about that. But I knew there was a very high probability that we were rejecting off the 382 because that's what happens, right? That's just what happens. Fib levels are super powerful. If we're looking for support, well, then we're going to pull it from the swing low to the swing high. So if we're looking for support, we would pull it from the swing low to the swing high. And would you call me? Would you put me on a tractor and call me Aunt Betty? Look at that, guys! Bounce off the golden pocket. I mean, fibs are just fantabulous. They really are. They really are. How long have I been doing TA? Did I sustain any big losses? Oh, yeah, I've sustained some massive losses. Massive losses. $20,000 losses. Even more, honestly. I mean, I've taken huge losses. I've taken huge losses in the beginning. But I've been doing technical analysis now since 2018 is when I really started. So I guess it's going on 4 years. And I started learning how to trade stocks. And then I started learning how to trade Forex, and then I started actually trading Forex, and then I switched over to crypto in 2019 exclusively, give or take those years. I actually, hang on a minute. Well, I got into crypto in 2016, so I probably started learning how to trade stocks in 2017, and then started trading Forex in 2018, and then I found out about the margin trading crypto platforms, and that's when I switched over to crypto because I had a lot more crypto. And I've gone through a whole bunch of different philosophies of trading. I've gone through the whole no-nonsense Forex thing, using only indicators to trade, and I've gone through the naked price action trading Forex with zero indicators. It's so funny, right, with the trading. It's like some people only use indicators, some people only use price action. Now I'm at a happy medium. It's like the diet thing, right? You got your vegans, you got your carnivores. You know, maybe somewhere in the middle you can find some success. I don't know. People find success on all spectrums. Trading is it's a spectrum. It's like genders, guys. There's a whole spectrum of gender, right? I used to think it was just male and female, but man, am I wrong. Man, am I wrong. And I'll tell you, I finally got into college. I'm 32. I just graduated high school last year, so I'm a freshman now at college, and man, am I learning me a thing or two. So shout out to Miguel Dos Santos. His shorts have been blowing up. And yeah, for sure, shorts are blowing up, guys. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because you know, depending on, you got to be careful if you're shorting. You know, you always want to make sure you got to take profit when you're in profit, right? If you enter here, take profit one, stop loss to entry, guarantees a win. Because here's what you don't want to do, guys. You don't want to have your shorts pulled down around your ankles. Now, when I was in middle school, okay, you know, okay, so here's something, guys. I went to a middle school. It predominantly, I was how do I say this, guys? How do I say this? I'm gonna try and say this in the most politically correct way, okay? You guys can see my skin color, right? Not very dark. Let's put it that way. Okay. Now, when I was in middle school, I was a very fat, nerdy white guy. Let's put it that way. A very fat, nerdy white guy, and I was well. How am I going to tell this story? When I was in middle school, me and my friends got into this this kick. We went on this. There was a fad in my school where we would try and dunk the basketball. Okay, we would try and dunk the basketball because it was the cool thing to do. Still is pretty cool. But when you're in middle school, when you're in 7th grade, when you're in 8th grade, it's like the best thing you could do, right? You feel so cool when you can dunk that basketball. Okay, so we would do this thing to our friends where when they would jump up, we would take their gym shorts and pull them down, right? And it would humiliate them because, you know, you're trying to be cool. You're trying to impress the girls, you know, going through puberty. You're starting to notice the girls over there. Hey, baby, how's it going? You know, oh, look at that girl over there, right? Hey, I'm going to dunk, and she's going to think I'm the coolest thing in the world, right? So this one time, I was going to try and dunk this basketball. Now, keep in mind, I'm an awkward, fat guy in 8th grade, right? I didn't find my love for weightlifting and fitness until I was much older, right? I was pretty chunky, okay? Well, that's not true. I was still into lifting weights, but I didn't understand that eating potato chips and ice cream all day was bad for you. So anyway, I go up to dunk this basketball, and one of my friends, right, I thought it was my friend, he pulls my shorts down. But back in the day, for some reason, it was in style not to wear tighty whities and not to wear boxer briefs either. Just regular old boxer shorts. And so I went up to dunk this ball, and my friend, right? I'll never forget his name. His name was Jonathan. All right, Jonathan. He grabbed my shorts. He pulled them down, and guess what? He grabbed my boxer briefs, my boxer shorts as well, and yanked them down. And the Casper anatomy, let's put it that way, was exposed to the entire gym class. So keep in mind, guys, you know, this was devastating for me, right? Because I was not a cool kid in middle school at all. And, you know, I struggled to make friends, and I'm sure, you know, I had pretty low self-esteem at the time. And so I went from feeling pretty dang cool, like I'm about to dunk a basketball, to now, you know, everyone's seeing everything I got, man. Everything I got is just hanging out there for everyone to see. And, yeah, that's that. And the moral of the story is, guys, make sure to take profit when you're in profit, especially if you're shorting. That's right. Everybody saw the fib. They saw the fib, right? And the moral of the story is, guys, you know, if I had, because this was me, right? This was me right here, gaining my confidence to dunk that basketball. And, you know, you come up here and, you know, things were going pretty dang well. Okay? Now, my friend Jonathan, he comes in here, rips down the pants. Now, if I had just taken profit while I was in profit and moved the stop loss to entry, I wouldn't have had a problem, right? I wouldn't have had a problem. But now that I missed my opportunity to take the profit, now guess what? Guess what we have to see? We have to see the fib, okay? We're not going to resolve this problem unless people actually see the fib now. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to be showing the fib to everybody, guys. So, that's right, guys. Everybody saw my naked point of control. Yeah, yep, that's what it is. They saw the naked point of control. Well, guys, if you have any other questions here, I would love to answer them. It is a Friday, guys. It is a nice Friday, and it's a chill kind of day, guys. It's a super chill kind of day. Matt wants to know, could I talk about trading emotions? Yeah, I can. Sorry, just had to burp there. So, emotional trading can get you absolutely wrecked, which is why it's very important to stick to the process. And that is one of the things I go over in the course. Mindset, risk management, 20% discount in the description. But, so yeah, you know, like I was saying before, to avoid being an emotional trader, you have to simply just have a plan and then stick to it and execute the plan without any emotions. And the way you're going to do that is by using good risk management and not focusing on the money. And I know that is hard to do. Trust me, I know, especially since, you know, trading a small account is nowhere near as fun to make $25 than it is to make $2,500 or $25,000. Right? It's nowhere near as fun. And there's that temptation, especially if you have less capital to start with, to over leverage yourself so that you are making a lot more money per trade. Now, here's the problem. Once you go down that road of high leverage and over leveraging and risking too much, that is where the emotions get cranked up to 11, guys. Because what happens is you know that there is too much on the line, and that causes you to do irrational things. First of all, there is something irrational and non-logical about risking more capital than you can afford to lose. And when I say afford to lose, I'm talking 1 to 3% of your total trading capital. Okay, 1 to 3% max. If you're risking more than that, you absolutely are going to start to play this game in your head where you probably will not take a trade that you should trade, maybe take a trade that you shouldn't trade, probably close your trade too early and leave a lot of profit on the table, or close your trade too early and end up in a loss when you could have ended up in a win because your technical analysis was right, but your emotions got to the best of you and you didn't stick to your plan because you saw that trade and drawdown and it was way too much money for you to handle, and you closed out and took a loss, and then price went in your direction anyway. So the best way to get over that is risk 1 to 3% of your account per trade. There's multiple ways to do this. You can do this by manipulating your leverage, right? You can use, let's say, 50x leverage, 50x, okay, and risk 2% of your account on the trade. If you have $1,000 and you're using 50x leverage, right? In fact, let me take out a calculator. You guys know how much I suck at math. But if you have $1,000 and you're using 50x leverage, now you have $50,000 to trade with. If you're going to put 2% of your account on the trade, now you have $1,000 that you can put on the trade. Okay? You have $1,000, you're using 50x leverage, and you can put $1,000 on the trade. This is the same as you putting $1,000 1x leverage on the trade. Why would you want to crank up the leverage if it's basically the same? Because what this does is it gives you, first of all, it will allow you to have a very clear point of invalidation for the trade, right? You could have a 50% stop loss on the trade, negative 50%, and only be risking 1% of your account. And if your technical analysis is on point, you know that there's not much on the line, right? If you're risking the $1,000 on the trade, you're only risking $10 out of your actual account, right? And so mentally that can help you, as opposed to putting 100% of your account 1x leverage on the trade with a 2% stop loss. Okay, it's just a different way to look at it that can help you mentally. Honestly, it helps me mentally. Or if you use even higher leverage, which I do, then it really takes the emotions out of it. Because if I'm doing like an 80x leverage, 90x leverage trade, of course, in order to do these trades, you have to know your levels, right? So it has to be a trade that you planned out with your technical analysis, like this one right here, where I wanted to short from literally this level, this exact level. And so, yeah, I entered a very high leverage trade here because I knew that if I'm going to get liquidated here, then my trade is wrong anyway, right? So get the heck out of the trade. If you're using low leverage, you might be tempted to just stay in this trade forever as price keeps going up and take a huge loss, as opposed to saying, okay, this is my plan. If price comes above this level, I get out of the trade, period. I'm going to use high leverage. I'm going to take a small percent of my capital, leverage it up to a large amount of my capital, and if the trade goes wrong, doesn't matter because I have a plan, a high probability setup, and I know there's a high chance it'll play out. And I know that also if I take a loss, it won't be a big loss. I'll just look to the next trade, as opposed to risking too much and gambling. That will really help your emotions for sure. Christian, I mean, if you're going to join the army next month, then I mean, I wouldn't stop learning technical analysis, but it would probably be hard to trade if you're in the army. But I would beseech you not to join. You know, I'm not trying to give financial or life advice, but you know, I just you know, there's better, don't you know, I wouldn't want you to do that. You know, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. I would not recommend that to anybody. Yes, Miguel, isolated. I use isolated leverage. I don't like to use cross. No ordinary love. I do have content in the course that goes over position sizes and leverage and stop losses and all that stuff on Bybit. Michael, I always pull the fib from the wick. Skylon says 50x sounds like guaranteed liquidation for you. Well, you know, like I said, if you have your plan, it's not, right? So there's different types of trading. If you're scalping and you have a very clearly defined level, then you can go ahead and high leverage these trades, right? I mean, in fact, that short that I took was it was actually only 30x leverage. It was only 30x leverage, guys. But this is 51x leverage, and you guys know when it comes to scalping, I like high leverage because here's the thing: the trades are. Yeah, this was 35x. I've done some trades on here with 100x. You know, and depending on your entry and depending on your confidence in the level and your confirmations will also change. This was a 54x leverage trade. 50x. Yeah, depending on your levels and your confirmations, it's like you still have a lot of playroom, right? 50x leverage, I think you still have a lot of playroom if you are clear on your level, right? If you tell yourself, I want to short here at this level, and if price comes up higher than that, then my trade is invalidated. Then you know the invalidation. It's like you might as well up the leverage, in my opinion. But hey, everyone trades differently. Yeah, the Kings mostly uses cross. Like, here's the thing. I find that leverage is a great tool, and it helps me with my trading psychology. Leverage helps me with my trading psychology. I know there's fewer fees on cross. I know the benefits to cross, and if it works for you, then by all means do it. Like, everything I talked about in this video is my personal opinion. This is the way I do things. This is the way I found success. I'm constantly changing the way I trade. I'm constantly looking for new techniques, new ways to do this. So, you know, I did not use Market Cipher when I traded stocks B5 Man L. I did not. Shout out to Squeezer. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, I only started using Market Cipher actually when I was trading crypto. When I was trading Forex, I was using a whole bunch of other oscillators and stuff. And basically, Market Cipher came along and I was able to replace all my other indicators. Not at once, right? I still, if you guys remember, I was using other indicators for a while, like the Wolfpack ID indicator. That was one of the ones I used to trade Forex. But eventually, I just only needed Market Cipher, and it's just a really good indicator. So I pretty much, over the time, have replaced all my previous indicators now with Market Cipher. Bitcoin is looking bullish. Is Big Butts 28 better than Cardano? Thor, yes, she is. Yes, she is. And of course, I have to say that. Of course, I have to say that, Thor. I'm kidding. Of course she is. She's better than Cardano. I didn't marry Cardano. Does my course cover taxes? No. No, I don't talk about that, but I do say make sure that you talk to your financial advisor, your CPA, and your attorney. And make sure to never break any of the laws in your local area of residence. The no-nonsense Forex trading strategy. Check it out on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com over here. Just type in NNFX. No-nonsense Forex. Check him out. He's got 271,000 subscribers. You can go through his entire playlist here of trading psychology, money management, technical analysis. Basically, this guy doesn't believe in technical analysis at all. And he has an indicator to get him into a trade. He has an indicator to get him out of a trade. He has an indicator for his stop loss, where he puts the stop loss. And he only trades the daily time frame for Forex. And he trades every pair. And definitely a great philosophy. And I encourage everybody to check it out. I agree with a lot of the stuff he says. I disagree with a lot of the stuff he says. Can't knock the guy because he's a professional trader. But hey, I think Forex is kind of different than crypto in a lot of ways as well. So yeah, check it out. It will definitely could help you, especially if you're into indicators. Whew. Man, there's a lot of people live right now. SpongeBob is live, Moon and Pop is live, Toros Crypto is live, Jason Casper's live. Pretty crazy, guys. The gold USD pair on PHEMEX, I'm not really sure actually. I remember it used to be like pretty simple, right? Commodities and stuff back in the day. I have not I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Who the heck is Beauty Moon? Beauty Moon. What's your question? What's your question, Beauty Moon? I get a whole bunch of random like telemarketer calls all the time.
Hello? Hello?
Not believing TA is not real is another strategy on how to trade LOL. That's true. I don't believe TA is not real. I believe it's real. You know, some people think it's real. Some people think it's totally fake. Some people think it's real, but it's not what they say, right? It's kind of like the phony Roni. You know, is it real? Is it fake? Is it somewhere in the middle? You know, in most things in life, I feel like the truth is somewhere in the middle. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle, guys. Jonathan Moore. Shout out to Jonathan Moore with getting me down the shorts story. You know? That's true, Alex. At the end of the day, whatever's making you money, you go ahead and do that, right? You go ahead and do that. Is the Jason Casper like button still going parabolic? Well, that's a great question. That's a great question. Let's check it out here. Is it going parabolic? Well, I'd say we have more likes than viewers, which is good. That is good. Okay, that is absolutely good. So it's not going parabolic like it used to, guys. Do I know Trader's Reality? Yes, Matthew, I do. I do know Trader's Reality. I don't follow a lot of what he says just because I'm too stupid for that. You know, honestly, guys. I'm just a southern guy out here living on a farm. I take it nice and simple. Support, resistance, and good old uneven butt cheeks, all right? I'm just too stupid for that kind of, you know, got W's and M's, and the market makers are trying to trick you, and this and that, the 50 EMA in London and Asia and all this, just the vectors and all this. I just can't follow it, right? I know he's a dang good trader, but it's just too complex for me, and I haven't had the time to sit down and really absorb that info. I'm sure if I had the time to sit down and absorb that info, I would do better. But you know, so Beauty Moon. What do you mean to go through the fib? You don't know how to pull it? Like, what do you mean? You can't make it line up with price? Explain. Shout out to Crypto Chad Bitcoin is having a hard time taking me seriously with sleeves on. Yeah, guys, I do have some shirts with sleeves, right? I do have some shirts with sleeves. You know, it's so funny. I look like, man, with this shirt and this hat, guys, you know, if I saw myself out in the store, I'd probably think some judgmental thoughts about myself. Am I muted? No. Can you guys hear me? One Piece Pizza Girl can't hear me. What do I think about the dislike button being disabled? Well, I think it's a great thing, you know. I mean, one of the worst things about life, I think, is inequality. And I just don't think that any person should ever be made to feel uncomfortable in any way at any time, you know? Because, well, that could hurt their feelings. And you wouldn't want somebody to experience any type of failure in life. You want people to think that everything just comes really easy and success comes without any effort, because that will encourage and build up and stop the bullying, which is a huge problem in our society. And, you know, I think it will probably help people, it will prevent the youth from suffering post-traumatic stress disorder if someone starts a YouTube channel and gets some dislikes, I think. Okay? So I'm glad that they're removing that button there. You know, just like how I'm against giving grades in school, and I'm against having a score at a football game, and all these types of things that can present any type of inequality. And speaking of inequality, that I hear the new variant causes inequality and systemic racism and climate change, as well as I better stop, right? I better stop. Not trying to get shadow banned over here, guys. Yeah. Do I know about what kind of tattoos do I have? Asks Boyan. I got the kind that hurt when they gave them to me. Let's put it that way. Do I know about Oprical's T crypto? No, I never heard of this. I could search for it real quick. I'll have to check. I like the duck, I'll tell you that. I like the duck. That's what's up. You know, that's what's up, the duck. Nah, I never checked out this person, but you know what? Oh wait, this is Quacky Crypto. Not even the same thing. Yeah, I've never heard of either Quacky or the other, so you know. Okay, so Beauty Moon, here's how I set up my fib, Beauty Moon. Here's how, okay? You're gonna get your fib out, you're gonna pull it from a swing low to a swing high, you're gonna double click your fib. Okay, now stock, the fib will look like this. Like this, okay? Now, I don't really like this because it's just too much for me. It's not necessarily bad because all these levels are important, right? Especially if we're looking for, you know, fib extensions. Like if we come below all these levels, we could say, okay, we're coming down below here. Maybe we'll find support on the 1.618 fib extension, right? But what I like to do is I like to come in here and I like to make the background color nothing, like this. So I just have my lines, right? You could slide this. And then I like to make it, I like to make the labels on the right. And I like to make the prices visible as well as the value. And then I simply just uncheck everything that I feel is superfluous. Superfluous. You like that word? Superfluous. Like I get rid of the 1, I get rid of the 0, which are still important levels, right? But I get rid of them. The 2.618, all these things, I get rid of all the extension levels. I usually get rid of the 236, and I usually get rid of the 0.5. I usually just keep the 382, the 618, the 786, because usually they're the most important levels. And then what I will do is I will come over here, and I will add in a 0.65%, and I will make it this golden color right down here, because it is the golden pocket, right? And so I will make it orange like that, and I will click OK. That's how you're going to get your fib to look like my fib, all right? Do you have to go through a training before you can use Market Cipher? No. What do I expect from Bitcoin right now? Well, I honestly don't know. I was planning to just continue to trade the sideways range until something happened, right? That is what my plans are. And, you know, for me, just based on the daily, you could make the case that we have more downward movement coming just because money flow is curving down on the daily. But at the same time, basically there's three scenarios that I'm prepared for. Okay, I'm bad at predictions, but what I am good at is not contemplating, but speculating on different scenarios that could happen so that I have a plan for all those scenarios. So scenario number 1 is that we found support on this this low volume node that we put in for the year. You can see right here, we have this low volume node right about here. And basically, Scenario one is that we bottomed out on this low volume node, which not only was a low volume node, but was also a golden pocket from the swing low to the swing high. We found really good support down here. We got our bounce, and that's our bottom. And now we're going to continue putting in some kind of a range here, with the next major resistance being at the point of control around 57.3, right? Because we came down to the low, we've come above the point of control, and now the next place where we could look to come is, well, actually, probably this 382. So right around 53K, we have some resistance. If we come above 53K, 57K is the next resistance. Now, scenario number two is that we are going to get another move to the downside here, like this, and come down to the next major area support for me would be right down around between 37 and 39K, because of the 786 and this value area low right here. Okay, scenario number two is like this. Potentially, we could get the uneven butt cheeks on the daily time frame, which would, in my mind, tell us that we've bottomed out between 37 and 39. Okay, so scenario number one is bullish, that we've already bottomed out and we're heading up to 53K and then 57K. Scenario number two is bearish and we have not bottomed. We're going to head down to the 37 to 39K region for a bounce. And then the ultra bearish scenario, guys, is that instead of getting uneven butt cheeks on market Cipher B, we get floppy fix the flat tire butt cheeks, where we get a wave like this, okay? And if this happens, I would expect us to come back down to the high 20s, okay? If we lose 37K, expecting the high 20s. So that's just me, guys. Shout out to Aaron Grierson. Shout out to Crypto Tom. Shout out to Jason Castro. Where did I learn TA? On the internet, guys. I've taken many courses, many courses. I've taken stock trading courses. I've taken Forex trading courses, many of them. I've spent thousands of dollars. I remember my wife, Big Buzz 28, being upset because I spent so much money on courses. I've taken crypto trading courses, a lot of them as well. Bricko, yeah, so the bot, Bricko, it will be incorporated into the VIP Discord. Pricing is going to vary depending on what level of bot access you have, and it will hopefully be fully available by the summer, but aspects of it will be available as early as the middle of January for beta testing, and then February and March we'll open it up to everybody. Shout out to Beauty Moon, who joined the VIP Discord, and the Beauty Moon's fib is bigger and prettier than mine, but it seems a little crooked. Well, crooked fib, it's okay. I don't still trade Forex, Jason Castro, because I just don't have the time, to be totally honest with you. And I've fallen into my comfort zone. My comfort zone is trading Bitcoin and Ethereum and sometimes altcoins, right? Does Big Bus 28 have a sister? Yes, but her sister is married, guys. Her sister's married. Okay. Big Bus 28 has actually two sisters. One's married, and the other one is not seeking a husband. Let's put it that way. Would I say that all of or any of those courses helped me? Yeah, I would say all the courses helped me have success. They have all helped me, because essentially, if you're learning TA, you're learning basically the same thing from a different perspective with a different theory behind it, and you can incorporate lots of things into your trading. How do I think about trading in a bear market? Well, are we in a bear market now? If so, I like it. I've taken some good trades this week. I mean, would anybody call this a bull market right here? I mean, would anybody call this a bull market? I mean, yeah, macro, this is a bull market, but we could call the entire history of Bitcoin a bull market, right? We've had a 40% drop. Hang on. Hang on. What is going on here? Okay. We've had a 40% drop. I I don't think trading in a bear market is any different than trading in what they call a bull market. If we go to the history of Bitcoin altogether, you know, we could see that essentially, if we go to the monthly time frame here, this whole thing has been a bull market. So even in what they call a bear market, right? I mean, there's plenty of opportunity. And if you saw the beginning of the stream, you know I like trading sideways markets, and bear markets tend to be sideways markets. I mean, you know, look at this year. Look at 2021. Literally, 2021 has been a sideways market. 2021 has not been a bull market, guys. It has not been a bull market. 2020 was a bull market. 2020, we had literally only blue candles from October all the way to March 2021. But if we come back to January, right? January opens up down here. And then we could just draw this monthly. We've literally been ranging from 30K to 60K for a year, right? It has not really been a bull market, okay? So you trade markets the way you trade markets, which is you find support and resistance, you look for confirmations, and you trade them, right? The monthly bearish divergence is very concerning, guys. Honestly, very concerning. I have to be honest with you. I am kind of concerned about that. Is there good volatility in a bear market? Well, let's test. Let's come up with a hypothesis. I have a hypothesis, and I'm going to use the scientific method to determine whether or not my hypothesis is indeed plausible. Now, I know that's shocking to most people to hear about somebody using, you know, observations in order to come to conclusions, and using the scientific method these days. But it still can be done, contrary to popular belief. And let's take a look at the bear market, guys. Let's take a look at the bear market. We're going to zoom into the bear market here. And, well, I guess we have to go to a lower time frame. This is a daily time frame, guys. Okay, this is the daily time frame. And so we're just gonna test our hypothesis here on the daily time frame. Okay, as I was talking about in the beginning of the stream, we have an impulsive move. We're gonna mark our first high. We're gonna mark our first low. And now we are going to start to look for trades here. So we have our first high. We come above our first high, and immediately we get a move to the downside. And I wouldn't be surprised if when we come down to the move on the downside that this happens to be some kind of a fib level, like a 786 perfectly. Or maybe if we move the fib to a different place. No, okay, so it is a perfect 786 fib level. For a nice long. I'm just superficially going through here. Again, this is I guess technically this was in 2020, so this was still considered a bull market. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there is a lot of volatility here. There's a lot of volatility here. Even in this low volatility area, the winter, the crypto winter, the ultimate crypto winter, right? We can still see that we have a sideways range to trade here. And I would not be surprised in any way. I mean, look at this, guys. Uneven butt cheeks on the daily time frame. Uneven butt cheeks on the daily time frame. And what does that result in? That results in a 33% move. Okay, 33% move. And then, you know, I would not be surprised either if that we come up to, look at that, guys, 33% move right into the golden pocket, right? And then we get ourselves a nice 20% move. And it wouldn't be surprising if that move right here was, look at that, guys. Right off the 786, we get a bounce, and that bounce literally gives us massive, massive gains. So this is the middle of crypto winter right here. And, you know, we just took 3 trades, and we have made, like, massive gains on our trades. Massive gains. But I'm actually gonna have to cut the stream kind of soon, guys. Big Bus 28. Is that true, Corey Joe? The U.S. military just launched a nuclear command warplane that took off? Well, that doesn't sound so good, does it? Shout out to Inti Velez, who says, bro, thanks for the calls on Discord there, legendary. Well, I'm glad you find value in there, and hopefully, you know, you learn a lot in there as well. All right, guys, I'm going to have to peace out, but I do pray everybody is blessed, and if you do, keep the Sabbath, well, Shabbat Shalom to you, and I do pray that the Lord does reveal himself to each one of you in a very personal way. Receive this blessing, guys, in the Hebrew language, and the purpose of this blessing is that the Lord would indeed bless you and give you completeness, and it goes like this: Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which in English means, may the Lord bless you, may he protect you, may he shine his light upon you, may he have grace upon you, and may the Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace and completeness. In the name of Jesus the Messiah,